All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling a massive question in the world of modern professional wrestling. We're looking at a guy who brings an absolute electricity to the ring that is, quite frankly, undeniable. We're tracking the evolution of Will Ospreay and diving into the incredibly compelling argument that he just might be the best wrestler breathing today.
He doesn't just perform moves, he changes the temperature of the entire arena. Think about that for a second. When Ospreay walks through that tunnel and his music hits, there's this immediate, palpable shift in the building. You know it, I know it, the crowd knows it. They aren't just waiting for a match. They know they're about to see modern wrestling pushed to its absolute physical limit. It's an aura that very, very few performers ever actually reach.
And that brings us to the core thesis of what we're looking at today. There are wrestlers who win titles, there are wrestlers who get reactions, and then there is Will Ospreay. He's honestly in a category totally his own. The material we're breaking down today makes a bold, really undeniable case. He isn't just one of the best right now, he might literally be the absolute best wrestler alive, period. So, how on earth did he get there? Let's break it down.
Which brings us to our first section, the speed and the rhythm, controlled chaos.
Look, the very first thing that jumps off the screen when you watch him is just his unbelievable physical toolkit. We're talking sharp counters, explosive footwork, instant transitions, and absolutely purposeful reversals. Ospreay moves like the match is happening half a second faster than anyone else's brain can even process. 1 second he's on the mat, the next he's 10 feet in the air, and before you can even blink, he's locking in the next sequence. It is totally relentless.
But let's hold up for a second, because this is where a lot of people kind of misunderstand his style. Every burst of athleticism feels like it belongs to the story of the match. It's not just random, flashy motion for the sake of it, right? His speed has a very distinct rhythm to it. Every single reversal has this precise timing. He essentially creates an environment of controlled chaos, where you legitimately feel like anything could happen at any given second.
Moving on to Section 2. Beyond the highlight reel, the complete evolution.
You know, for years, critics really tried to box him in. They'd write him off as just a high flyer or a flippy spectacle guy. But just look at how he's evolved. Young Ospreay, sure, he amazed people with his movement. But current Ospreay, he makes people genuinely feel something. And that emotional evolution, that's the exact difference between being a spectacular athlete and being a truly great professional wrestler. The whole he's just a flippy guy argument, yeah, that's completely dead in the water today.
His in-ring arsenal has expanded so much. I mean, he can still fly, obviously. But now, he can strike, he can sell, he can build this immense, gripping drama, he can work at that lightning speed we talked about, or he can completely hit the brakes and let the crowd breathe. Plus, he has this unique knack for taking a mid-card title and making it feel like a massive, historic world championship. But here's the thing. To make that jump to a true world champion level, every elite wrestler needs a definitive, undeniable weapon.
Section 3. The lethal hidden blade, a dangerous weapon.
Violent, sudden, brutal. This is not a flashy 630 splash, okay? It's not some beautiful shooting star press designed just to make you say, wow. It is a definitive, vicious, believable strike right to the back of the head. And honestly, that is exactly why it works so perfectly.
The Hidden Blade really did 3 massive things for his character. Number 1, it gave him a true knockout punch. Number 2, it made his matches deeply, deeply believable. And 3, it transitioned him from being this spectacular junior heavyweight into a serious main event killer. This one move basically told the audience, hey, I don't have to outflip you anymore, I can just take your head off. Armed with a weapon like that, his consistency just became undeniable.
And that takes us to Section 4, the ultimate big match player, excelling under pressure.
When the lights are at their absolute brightest and the expectations are insanely high, Ospreay becomes an absolute chameleon in that ring. Against technical wrestlers, he adapts. Against power wrestlers, he sells his heart out. Against violent wrestlers, he bites down and fights back. And against legends, he rises right to the occasion. He doesn't just force everyone to work his style. He works flawlessly with literally anyone to create something truly memorable.
Which brings us to the ultimate test. Honestly, if anyone still had lingering doubts about his status as an all-time great, they were completely silenced right here. Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty. He was facing off against one of the greatest masters of precision, intelligence, and in-ring realism that this industry has ever seen. And this match posed a massive, dramatic question. Could Ospreay tell a story beyond just speed and athleticism against one of wrestling's greatest minds? Could he actually match Danielson's renowned intensity and legendary psychology? This wasn't just a fun dream match for the fans. This was a final exam.
Well, he passed. He didn't look like a guest. He looked like an equal. That match fundamentally changed the global conversation around him. It was no longer, oh, Will Ospreay is a great high flyer. It firmly became, Will Ospreay might literally be the best alive.
Which brings us to our final section, the best wrestler alive, bringing global aura.
Since stepping onto the grand stage, the very second his music hits, he brings this international, explosive energy. But he does it through a newfound emotional connection. Think about it. A highlight gets replayed, but a story gets remembered. Earlier in his career, we watched him just to see him do the impossible. But now we watch him because we genuinely care. We care when he hesitates, we care when he struggles, when he looks totally exhausted, and when he has to literally fight through the pain. He gives us both the replayable highlight and the unforgettable story.
He is, quite simply, the complete package, and to find all of these traits in one single person is almost absurd. You've got the athleticism of a video game character, the explosiveness of a lethal striker, the sheer intensity of a main event fighter, and the vulnerable storytelling of a seasoned veteran. It's just an utterly unique combination of skills. Superman 1 minute, wounded warrior the next. That right there, that vulnerability is his secret ingredient. Because the best wrestlers don't just look unbeatable, right? They make you genuinely believe in the fight. They make you believe that they might actually lose. And that stark contrast is exactly what makes his matches so endlessly dramatic and compelling.
Now, to be totally fair, and as the source material rightly points out, calling anyone the best alive is always going to be highly subjective. There are other phenomenal, all-time great talents active right now. Fans will absolutely point to Bryan Danielson's technical mastery, or Kenny Omega's explosiveness, Kazuchika Okada's unmatched pacing, Gunther's brutal dominance, or Roman Reigns' towering star power and character work. And you know what? Every single one of those arguments is incredibly valid.
But Will Ospreay's case is just uniquely persuasive for the modern era. He is not just carrying matches, he is carrying expectations. In today's wrestling landscape, nobody else seamlessly blends that athletic brilliance, emotional intensity, genuine danger, and big match electricity quite like he does. Every single time he steps through those ropes, fans demand absolute greatness. And the scary part is, he almost always delivers.
He represents exactly what modern professional wrestling can be, when speed, emotion, danger, and storytelling violently collide. So after breaking down this incredible evolution, who do you think is the best wrestler alive? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Until next time, keep learning and keep watching.